Hi, I'm Tony Stefani with Hillside Christmas Tree Farm, and in this episode, I want to go through our past, which is covering from years 1983 to 1997. I refer to this time frame as kind of phase one. This was when we started the farm, and my father and grandfather and his brother kind of planted the whole farm with Scotch pine and kind of learned that we have to phase in trees. So stick with us. I hope you like it. And here we go. My father in 1983 bought 83 acres, kind of outlined here. This picture is from the online e-Washtenaw, and I think this might be in 82 or 83 when we bought it. But his father and his brother owned 150 acres up in Lake City. They wanted to retire, so they sold all but the house and 20 acres and kind of got out of the tree business. My dad saw an opportunity and wanted to carry on, so with the help of the three of them, they purchased it and ran the farm where we're at today. So some old pictures of my dad kind of walking around the farm. This is kind of standing by the tree shake and bale area now. We see some big hills. It's just a plain Jane, like a cornfield. Here up on top of the hill, just kind of overlooking the land. These two pictures, June 83. So these trees are all, I think, a lot bigger now, obviously. And they started planting, I think, in 83 or 84, because in 86, here's me. And these trees look to be about, 3-4 years old. And looking around the side, here's where the barn is today. And just lots of Scotch pine planted. In 87, they built the barn, and, again, we see all the trees kind of growing around. Here's one of the ponds, and just kind of getting to it. In 87, this is my mother, pregnant with my younger sister, and, the trees are getting to be about 5-6 feet high. Myself, I think this is where the house driveway is, right around here now. In 88, my sister, myself, my dad, kind of evaluating the trees. And also in 88, I think this was the year before we opened. This is the big Stefani family with my grandfather, my older sister, me, my uncles, my cousins, second cousins. So we kind of had a little party with kind of the original farm owners that owned the 150 acres up in Lake City. And we were open for sales, I think, in 89 to 97, myself and my dad. And a picture, I think, must have been 89. We see all the rows of trees. So some of those pictures were taken here. We see the barn kind of shooting here. All this 10 acres of trees. This was our spruce field. We see that we dug the ponds out and made creeks. And all Scotch pine, besides this 4 acres of spruce up here. So again, with sales, we had Santa inside our warming barn with crafts and the wagon rides. We see all the Scotch pine in the back and the pond. This is back when you were allowed to hang your legs over, because now the insurance doesn't allow you to do that much anymore. Here's one of our employees was Di and Santa. And would give out candy canes, and we had the warming barn. The snow in our shake and bale area. And my dad's uncle carrying a tree from the side, and kind of did the same thing we do now, where we have a tree processing area with ropes. We still had our tot lot way back then with the little trees for the kids. And we had kind of a pre-cut area. And we grew nothing but Scotch pine and spruce. Here's my brother-in-law, David, and my grandfather, and his brother, Uncle Joe, and my mom. Inside the kitchen, we had, hot dogs and chili, and I think some pulled pork, and just concessions and crafts and place to warm up. And, our tree processing area, as we kind of grew on. Here's a picture of our family, my dad, myself, my older sister, my younger sister, and my mom. 97, you know, we're getting taller here. Here's me. I'd walk around the farm with my big old buck knife. I'm sure that'd be fun to see today. Our same parking lot, very busy. People waiting for the tractor rides. We wouldn't let people drive on at this time, so they'd be forced to take the wagon ride. So I think we had 4 of them going at the time. And yeah, the tree processing area, people moving. And I think in our latter years, I would be helping with the shake and bale, carrying the trees that I could. And again, inside the barn, concessions and everything, and crafts and Santa, and kind of was the highlight. I think at this time we were selling 1,600 trees a year, I think. So pretty good, I think, for the 90s, you know, well before the internet and online marketing. So my dad said that they had a radio station come by and a lot of news articles. So all that marketing helped. And as we end, I wanted to end on a 1998 image of the farm. And what do we see is a bunch of piles. So what happened was they planted all Scotch pine. And with pine, you only have a couple years of good, usable window of sales because they just get too big and bushy. So if you can't move them, then you're going to get stuck with putting them together and burning them. We did a little bit of wholesaling at this time, but with my dad working full time, it was more hassle than what it was worth. So trying to go just to choose and cut, we could not move as many trees as we had planted. And this is how we'll leave this first episode. And kind of after this, we had to replant and kind of start the rotation over. So the house was built in 97. That's when we moved out there. And yeah. So that will wrap up this first episode of Hillside's Past. Let me know what you think, and thanks for watching. Hey, thanks for watching and for your support. If you like this video, then check out these other great videos we've created for you. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content. Again, this is Tony Stefani with Hillside Christmas Tree Farm, and talk to you soon.